finally, Brandon, we can hop into this game. All players have connected and readied up, which means we are getting into Sprout vs Entropiq on Overpass.
Yeah, no more waiting around. We can finally see what's up between these two teams. Really good test for Sprout. Starting on this CT side already. Refresh, double flash and kit to work with. 4 players already heading down towards B. A bit more of a staple. Zyphon is going to get a lot of information. Entropiq running the gauntlet. Is it going to be around the world? Are they going to make their way back towards B? We're about to find out.
Long it looks like, and Sprout are committing so many players towards B early on. They've got no info off Zyphon in towards the A side. He's about to get a bucket load. The long has been taken. They haven't actually peaked quite yet, but now they are going to start to. And that's going to be the go signal, the rotations. You can see them scrambling on the minimap as they make their way over. Flashes being thrown by Nickelback to support his teammates coming through, and Forrester has found the opener onto Stair. But Lorx on the side has been able to find one. That flashbang is perfect, but he can't quite connect the kill. Amir and Nickelback have found some. Lorx does get one in the end. And now it's just on Slacks in this 1 versus 3. 2 players are low. He's currently smoked off. Knows that one of these players are wins that duel. Both these last players, low health points. And he has a full health bar to work with. There is a kit that he can collect as well. Both these players are in towards bank. And it is planted for... He's just sticky it. Okay, no, he's going to get off. He's going to be looking for these players. Here's one in there as well. And Mir is going to clutch it out. Takes down Slacks. And it is denied. And Entropiq get the first.
Yeah, a little bit of a weird one, but a valiant retake attempt nevertheless from Slacks. Imagine if he just sticks that, though. He just holds it down for 5 seconds and then just gets it over the line. There was a chance, right? Because the rotations were really spread out. And they weren't really looking to peek him. They were just assuming that he wanted to take the fight to them. Try and isolate the gunfights. But nevertheless, Entropiq will convert. A force spike comes out on this CT side. Scout in the hands of Slacks and Stair. That's a good nade to kick things off. Oh, that's chunky.
That is a chunky monkey. Forrester. Well, he's not monkeying around. He's looking for contact in towards B. Gonna get a little tickle onto Zyphon. He's not going to be peeking into that one. Sprout have full invested into this one. Once again, they've got a lean of 3 players over towards B this time. Standard setup on the defense. Slacks with Scout holding him towards Banana, and Stair is close by with a Deagle. Swing out on that contact. 1 Scout shot and 1 Deagle bullet. That's enough to take an enemy to the grave. Smoke slowing things down. Entropiq are very spread out. The bomb is sitting over towards T-Spawn. While Entropiq are everywhere on the map, just looking for openers.
Lurk smoke being dropped in at long as well. Bomb making its way towards this monster position. There are 3 defenders here. Flashing out towards short will be Forrester to help his teammates get out of that connector. But they could be walking right into the lion's den here. There's 4 players here now just trying to work in. Forrester's spam doesn't actually do as much damage as you would have initially thought. And Lorx is tucked on over. What a couple of kills from the MP9. Elian versus 2 was dinked down earlier by that HE. Now just needs to try and isolate in, but Stair hasn't moved a muscle and he's duking his way around the pillar. It's perfectly played and there's no time. Sprout get the force by back.
Beautiful. That stack is fantastic. The read is perfect. That smoke as well towards Monster. They held that one till the very end, deployed at about 40 seconds, 45 seconds. It just makes it so much more difficult for Entropiq to attack that site. They come in through short, and long so that MP9 is able to double up there, catching the player with his back turned towards Pillar. And then obviously, as you mentioned, Stair playing it perfectly at the end there, just staying alive, denying that bomb from going down. Off the back of it, Entropiq are going to force back into it, knowing that they'd be up against the double eco anyway. Now I've got a Hero Galil for Nickelback. Well, Force Galil. With a couple of Tech 9s. The Diagle and the P250. Not the greatest buy to be working with, considering there is a single smoke in the hands of Crad.
Consistent theme, though, is that Entropiq want to take this long control, round in, round out. Doesn't matter what weaponry They still will secure it. Yeah, I've got that lurker Forrester here over towards short, but it might not even matter, as that bomb is currently working its way up a bit tentatively towards the toilets, but Entropiq are clearing a lot of ground here. Sprout allowing them to have this control. Just because there's so many players forced back, reliant on the crossfires, do not want to get overwhelmed by these pistols.
Yeah, potentially could be just that. Slacks is nearby to support. Nice HE, brings Crad down to half. That flash going to come through to allow him to peek off it, but Forrester gets the kill with the Tech 9. Slacks is able to get one in response, so evening things out, but that's an AK that can be recovered. Or Galil, I should say. Something there that can be recovered. Yeah, there it is. There's the AK for Crad. Picks that one up. Smoke gets deployed. The rotations are here, though. 3 CTs on the site and very little time to get it done. Very little utility as well. Slacks peeking out from the side. Optimus able to find Nickelback, and they're all getting cleaned up on A. It's just Forrester left. And they know exactly where he is. Chip damage done by Lorks. The most he can hope for is an exit frag, and they're not going to let him have it. They're going to wait till time, and then they find the kill. Salt in the wound for Forrester.
Yeah, that's rough. $350, no money. Hate to see it. But Sprout with a good one. Making sure that Entropiq can't find a thing with these pistols. And once again, it's going to be a similar story. They invested with the armor in the last, and now this T side. Have to fill eco. 1 P250. That is the best weapon brought forward into round 4. As Sprout can look to make a little bit of headway on the defense.
Lorks going hunting with this MP9 is rewarded with a kill on the Forrester and a second onto Mia. No chance for trade there. See, he swung out from connector trying to get that one done. And he's looking for more, and he is finding it. Cleaning them up. Siphon even gets one. Slacks finds the final kill on to Crad. Those 3 kills with the MP9 are going to be feeling pretty good for Lonks' bank balance. Might even look just to hold on to that one. Keep it as a freebie. All his teammates have the full rifles, so no reason not to. See if you can get something done with that MP9 into the next round. As Entropiq, they are going to have the guns out here going into round number 5.
Yeah, they are. Nickelback still on a Mac 10. Looks like control to be gathered up towards short. Right now for Sprout, it's just more of a default. Xiphon getting aggressive though. Might fight on towards Forrester. And the flashbang is absolutely perfect. Entropiq will draw first blood. There is a boost over at B as well. But it's not going to be sprung into action. But off the back of 1 kill, Entropiq, it looks like their mind is made up.
Yeah, pretty keen on towards B. Stair can make it difficult here. He's gotten so much info and even catches off Crad. He can now try and cut off this coming through, but they've already made their way into sight. A little bit of drive-by damage onto Refresh. They're going to have to retake from short now, conceding this position. That bomb can go down, but the retake should favor Sprout here. They've got utility. Damage done onto Mir as well. Nickelback's got an advanced position. It's short where all 3 of these Sprout players are. One in towards Heaven. Refresh has found the kill onto Elian as well. All these remaining players stuck in towards site. It's 3 players coming in from short, all from the exact same position. Forrest is holding it with his AK-47. The clock is ticking. They have to be careful here. There are kits in play. Forrester playing this angle has caught off Lorks. He is done damage though with Slacks coming through from Heaven. Rains down Hellfire. Stair cleans up with another. And that bomb can be defused.
What a good retake from Sprout. It looked like Entropiq had unlocked the door over towards Monster because their timing was so favourable to them. As soon as they pushed over, Sprout looked to retake the position that they just lost, with Xiphon losing his life. But the retake does come in. It's a 2-pronged attack between Short and Heaven. And as the distraction comes on over, the overwatch is provided. Sprout looking good so far on the defense. Pass another test. That was not the full investment of the gun rounds. I haven't seen an AWP yet in play, just through the nature of Entropiq's buys. It will be another force trying to take the control again. It's a similar setup here for the CTs.
Yeah, no one over towards the A side of the map for Entropiq. No lurker in play. Saw Crad get caught out last time. Oh, and it's a fast move out here towards Monster, and it's going to punish Crad. Goes down immediately to Xiphon. Burns him alive. He tries to push through the utility thrown down. Nickelback was also brought low from that spam. Refresh is hunting for more. Those M4s, so effective through the smoke, even with that reduced bullet capacity. Found the opener and a bit. Nickelback limping. And a fast flank coming through from stair as well. He's pushed all the way towards long.
Yeah, look at this control. So much information in Sprout's hands, and Entropiq, they've only really got one piece of map control, so they can only really go one way. Out towards the monster, ascending on towards this B bomb site. Mir looking for an opportunity to grab a kill. Spots a shoulder, and that's Launched removed, but there's so many players still here. Zypher reveals himself from ABC, but Refresh is still lurking in between these waters positions. And there he goes, pounces upon it. 3 versus 2. 15 seconds left. Entropiq currently no way in.
Yeah, Refresh is going to drop Ellie, and that bomb is not retrievable. So Nickelback just has to save the AK. Bit unfortunate that bomb gets dropped and that player gets caught off by Zyphon sitting back in towards Graffiti there. Means the bomb drops forward into a position that's really hard to recover it just due to the crossfire setup with Refresh tucked in towards ramp and Zyphon sitting all the way back in towards Graffiti as mentioned. Good time to call the pause. Entropiq just going to be working with this saved AK and unlikely to invest around it given that 3 players, well, Mir can get an AK out because he has board armor. But it won't be the best buy if they do it. Elian can get an AK as well, but with no utility. So they could. But is it worth it, Brandon?
Definitely not. But that's been the nature of Entropiq this entire first half, right? They've been forcing time and time again, and we're going to see it. Mir instantly purchasing a Galil. Never say die attitude coming out of the CIS roster. And for Sprout, this is only going to favour them because they've got so much money just in their back pockets. Entropiq are on the loss bonus, so it makes sense in a way for them to keep reinvesting. Or around, it's about $2,000 a player. It kind of averages out, but it's still a little bit sketchy. We're trying to work with the best that they can afford. Sprout have not really changed up their default at all in any of the opening stages of this CT side, and if it isn't broke, you don't really need to fix it. However, Launch could be tested and will win out the encounter. Mir is first to fall.
So there's rifles as well. It's difficult to recover. Now it has to be Nickelback to do the work. He flashed out to an empty long. And Stairs still in towards connector as well. A great setup here from Sprout. Entropiq aren't going to be rewarded with anything. These long info players. The only thing they're learning is that Sprout do not defend long. That might be something that they can use to their advantage a little bit later on, but for this round it's going to mean very little. Pride can pick up this bomb and there's a flank coming through very quickly. Stare. He is on the hunt, chasing them down. Gonna just be jumping through. I think you might have heard something being pulled there, but Forrester gets the kill. Rifle recovered as well, and a 4v4 commences. 3 players on towards the B bomb site, and they're throwing some utility to keep them engaged. But it's actually towards A that this hit is coming through. Only one defender here in Slacks. He has to come up big here as they're going to be making their way through. Finds the first bucket on Slack player jumping, but he does catch off Crowd. The bomb's dropped. Elian gets the kill, but now the rotations have come through. Refresh is here. No safe haven to get this bomb down, and Refresh cleans up.
It's another one of these rounds where Entropiq just leave it far too late on the bomb timer. Really like their mid round. Really good idea. They catch out the flank because he was making noise, and then they just revert all their attention to A. 20 seconds left. They can't clear every single corner, but you would have thought they would have at least considered default. Very unfortunate for them, but a great hold in the end from Slack. Sprout keep the advantage, keep on pushing forward, looking like a force to be reckoned with. Stairs are so aggressive. Flashbang. Doesn't even matter. Mir's first to full Alien. Up to his old tricks, at least eliminate Xiphon, and that's been the first defender for Sprout that has aggressed long.
Yeah, Xiphon looked like he could have maybe caught something out there. But Alien was too quick on the trigger. Nice flick shot to remove him. There's another player out towards long in Stair, and, well, he's looking for more, and he's going to find it. Nickelback goes down. Even drops an incendiary so the trade can't come through. Alien is nearby, but he doesn't want to swing. In fact, he's pushed up into party. Stairs. We got quite far into long. Oh, Long's even catches off Crad. Back turned, kill for free. Shot fired off. That's going to be the signal for Stair to swing. Swing he does. Forrester now left alone, clutching bomb. Does catch off Longs. He's even going to get spammed through the wall. We'll continue to push forward here. Refresh is the only one on site. The only defender on this side of the map. But it doesn't matter. He can still find the kill. Holds true. Forrester removed. Sprout up to 7. Looking absolutely dominant on Overpass.
Yeah, this is, well, passing the test and then passing it with flying colours. I like that. That was the perfect round to go for something a bit more aggressive as well. They've conditioned Entropiq that, hey, we don't actually push long all that much. We play reserved. All we take is B short control. Entropiq don't even really consider it, especially after Alien gets that kill with the AWP. There's a complete collapse in connector and that second player pushing long just on the Tech 9s now. This T side will try and flash themselves up over, trying to get some sort of a semblance towards toilets, but Stair is here and he can just completely shut them all down.
This T side feeling very one-dimensional from Entropiq. Feels like they're not really taking much initiative at all. Yeah, not going to find anything with this Tech 9. Xiphon's even hunting out towards Monster. The bomb has been dropped. Longs is here to clean up Crad as he tries to make a play in towards short. That's where both these remaining Ts are, and they are getting hounded. Refresh is good for it. Forrester, the only one left, and, well, he is now drowning. Sleeping with the fishies in towards short. Through a water. Not very nice for him. Neither of this scoreline for Entropiq. I don't like to draw attention to it, but Crad is not having a great game, Brandon.
Unfortunate. But they are going to have a pause to talk about it. And finally, they've got some money in the bank to bring out an AWP again if they want it. Alien could ask Forrester really nicely if he could have that weapon. Has dropped an AK to him, so I think that is the plan. Yeah, it is. But they need to get some rounds on the board here, Entropiq. You're right, it just feels a little bit flat. Maybe change up something in the script. Maybe allow Alien to peek onto this connector angle that Sprout have been so insistent on holding. Or maybe just watch your back at long. But something's got to give. A change up is required. And the solution needs to come now rather than later. Because otherwise, well, Sprout, they're already running away with the game. But that scoreline can get even more top heavy.
Fresh setting up for a flash here. Gonna be well timed. Stair can swing out. Actually, he gets a little bit blinded by that. Round 2. Another flash gets thrown out. This time Stair does peek off it. No one poking their head out though. They've already gotten a bit deeper. They've taken some control out towards A without losing any players. That's a good start to the round. Oh, this is player walking out towards Monster. Should be a freebie here, but oh, doesn't clear all the way. Lorx is able to get the kill, turns around, removes Forrester. Go for a bit of a solo play there. Gets punished for it. Mir is able to find a response onto Stair though. So it does bring it into this 4 versus 4. And with 3 CTs over towards B, there is an opening towards A. Refresh is the only defender over there. They are taking ground out towards long. Alien can post up with this AWP. Refresh is tucked into the corner. Smoke's going to fade. The supportive flash should come through, but Mir might peek it before it even arrives. And indeed, he's going to swing out, but doesn't spot the player. Okay, he's going to look around, does find Refresh. Looks like potentially things could get a bit spicy, but Slash hits a wallbang on the edge of the truck to take down Mir, putting it into this 3 versus 3. They do have the site. All these CTs are in towards CT. It's smoked off and they can get the bomb down.
Retake's got to come in. A little bit of utility on Xiphon to get things going. And that molly is the last thing that Entropiq have in their arsenal. It's going to be gunfights on gunfights. Elian holding a pixel. Will be rewarded with Launx's head. And Crad does one better. It's all on to Slacks. Does find the first, but immediately Nickelback backs off. Doesn't want any part of this. Entropiq will win it out. And it all comes off the back of the fact that they just take them out of control that little bit earlier. They allow themselves to have the time into this round, with Slacks even dying after the C4 explodes. It won't matter too much in the grand scheme of things for their economy, Sprout, but if Entropiq managed to bring it back a little bit further, it could have implications.
Must see Entropiq pull off one of these sort of lurky contact plays. We saw it actually at the start of the round. They tried it. Forrester tried to make his way out Monster, right, and got caught out by Launx. Just going for these contact plays by walking in to find the opener. Mia does it there, almost gets punished. Refresh is tucked in playing anti-flash because there's no contact to come through, no noises, no utility, nothing to indicate this long hit was coming through. He stayed tucked, waiting for his cavalry to arrive to set him up with the flash, and Mia does eventually clear him. So it's a little on a dime there. Does get them that round. They need many more. 2? It's not enough, Brandon. You need more than 2 rounds in Counter-Strike. You need 16. There's a chance maybe for a third at the very least as Crad finds the opener onto Stair. Entropiq, these opening kills have been few and far between. Now they have found one. Potentially a way into a third round.
It's only one round that Sprout have really considered long in their defense. But you see they have shuffled over. 3 players are here ready and waiting to greet Entropiq. But their intentions are made very clear. Utility has been dropped all the way over. Amir will find Refresh again. This time there's an immediate reply. Xiphon and Slacks on the site trying to just anchor it on down. 2 versus 2. The bomb, it does not need to commit. But it potentially will after already ground being gathered. But with pausing and just taking a breath, it means that Launx is here in support as well. 20 seconds, Entropiq need to get going.
Giving them this kill. Launx has actually gone down to B. Worried about the rotation because it's gone so quiet, so it's all on Slacks over towards his A bomb site. Forrester is just ready to swing on him, going to jump on the angle, and that crazy movement is enough to catch off Slacks. That's going to allow that bomb to go down with a second to spare. Launx is quick on the rotation, but Forrester is quicker on the trigger. Entropiq, they do get up to 3. Starting to get some rounds on the board, but Nil still need many more. At least keeping 2 players alive there and winning a couple of consecutive means that their money can continue to build up. And they can slowly get to the point where they can reset Sprout.
What a lovely little bit of movement, just to kind of dance away from that scope at truck. Alright, Entropiq. Consecutive rounds in a row, Elian. Peeking up and over. Just a little lip of middle. Potentially going to encounter a wild Slacks. But instead, he tucks all the way back in. Refresh with the spam. But the bullets go both ways. In fact, it's basically even.
Not going to find any purchase. Entropiq have been heavily favouring A these last few rounds. That's where they found success. They tried B for quite a few rounds, and were not able to get any headway. So long does seem like the play. They've identified this weakness, mentioned it earlier. They gained that info that it was being given up by Sprout. So they're happy to take it round after round now. Keeping Sprout on notice. Worrying thing for Entropiq is some of these rounds have come down to the wire. Bringing the bomb out towards long now. Clock does tick down. Slack still has a bunch of utility. Ooh, Nickelback just walked out with the Mac-10. Fine Stair. Doesn't matter that utility is there on Slacks. Stuck in towards Divider with an AWP. And they're hunting here. Has to hit the quick shot here, and he does. Finds that kill into Nickelback, but that's that AWP revealed. Crowd can plant safely. Back is being held by Elian, and this post plant favors Entropiq in the 4v3.
There's a very long lurk as well on Forrester. So if they try and save, their weapons could potentially be removed. But for the moment, oh, they definitely want to go for it. That's a great way to start things off. Siphon will remove Crad. The flank's on its way now. That's the insurance policy for Entropiq. The Sprouts stay rooted. They're on the bomb. They're sticking the bomb right now.
I mean, fantastic double kill from Xiphon at the end there. That kill, that's what really allows that to happen. The bomb's being stuck, but they try and swing out to do something about it. Incendiaries drop. They're running through the flames. And Xiphon gets a fantastic double kill, slows them down, prevents them from denying that defuse from coming through. Sprouts steal that one away. That was a 3v4 retake. And part of it, I mean, you mentioned that lurk coming through from Forrester. You mentioned the intention behind that, right? Like, it was to cut off the saving players. But that kill comes in on Crad, and saving is not happening at that point. They're going for kills. Oh my god, Alien. 1 HP. Lucky to be alive.
Fair enough, Sprout. Fair enough. What a round to steal away as well, just as you're trying to get some semblance back into the game of Entropiq round after round after round. It feels like they're starting to build something, but immediately not back on their haunches, and what a way to go about it as well. Just the bomb being stuck, all in the midst of the chaos. Ooh.
Huge from Xiphon as well. He'd been a little bit quiet so far this series. Hadn't really been needed to step up. We looked at him as being kind of the firepower that's been brought into this squad, right? There's young gun, able to put up huge numbers, fantastic mechanical skill. We saw some of it in that prior round. Finds that kill onto Crad and then closes that with that double. Slack's going to find Elian. AWP overkill into that 1 HP player. Does bring him down. Smoke deployed also to allow his teammate instead to continue to gain ground. Stare is now in an interesting place because the bomb is on the other side of the smoke in towards Divider, and Stare, he's come through and found Crad. That smoke is even going to allow his retreat. Forrester is trying to find him. He's tucked in, darting around, more jumping about here, and he's even dropped the bomb. Oh, it's so disruptive. Stare not allowing them to find him. Eventually Forrester does, but now he's lost all his teammates, and Lonks is even coming in on a flank. And that should be able to catch out this retreating player. He's going to try and save. Is he going to get away with it? Stuck in towards long bathrooms. Yeah, they don't have time to hunt him.
That's just all on Stare there, just creeping his way in towards the toilets, being such a nuisance. Entropiq once again reliant on the only map control that they can get for free. That long position Mir was a little bit late on his lurk. And that's double digits found already by Sprout. The buy is a little bit weird, but they need to try and get some purchase around that save weapon. So it will just be the Tech 9s. Would love a bomb plant. Probably shouldn't go towards B. There's 4 players there for Sprout already and waiting. Launks will be the first challenge. They're not going to advance onto him yet. Grouping towards Monster.
Great calls from Sprout. Already good signs from this new IGL and refresh. Crowd is going to catch off Stare with that P250. Gets himself an upgrade in the M4, and now he can be a huge nuisance over towards long. Slack's even going to fall off the angle here, and that's going to allow him to push up further. Has to be careful he doesn't get caught off, although all the action is happening over towards the other side of the site. Of the map, I should say. Slacks does find that kill. We go into a bit of a funky 3v3 here. These 2 Sprout players are pushing in towards Monster, as Entropiq rotate back up towards A, where Slacks is with this AWP.
Lying in wait, so much time. We know that the clock can be Entropiq's downfall, but look at how aggressive they are. Just barreling up towards long. And that's the head remove. That's a cracking shot by Elian. Just to completely unlock this bomb site. There is a flank on refresh. But between him and Xiphon, have to try and work the magic. And that's one prong of the split removed, and there falls the other. Mac 10 outlasts and bests AK Entropiq will at least scavenge a 4th round.
Yeah, I think the decision comes off of that, obviously that push through towards long from Crad right here. He gets that kill on Stair, continues to progress long, and he knows that he does damage onto Slacks, knows that Slacks with that AWP was at least a hit with a couple of bullets there, even if the kill doesn't come through. They know that that defense is a little bit weakened. Obviously, it's the AWP, but it means that he has to play a bit more passive, right? Because he doesn't want to be holding out like a wide angle while he's on this sort of low HP, plays more defensively. They exploit that gap, and Mia, that's a nice headshot. Cracking, as you like to say, Brandon, cracks the skull of Slacks, split wide open on the pavements of Overpass. They find an opening kill here against this. Well, it's the final investment for Sprout in this last round, and it's not fantastic. Stair with the M4, the only gun in play, other than a FAMAS, which, well, that is a gun. I suppose they're all guns.
Yeah.
Anyway, pushing out towards Monster, the flash comes through. There is a bit of an opening here, but there is a stack in towards CT. It's going to get spotted though. That Molotov can be thrown through as well to be even more disruptive. That bomb can get planted, and Entropiq in a great position to defend this.
But look at Stair. Wriggling his way through and eliminates Forrester as well. Now he can really be anywhere. Elian is doing work though with the AWP. 3 kills on towards that bomb site. And Entropiq will take 5. But Sprout, it was still a very good defense from them. But I would also argue that Entropiq, they started off very slowly. They were really slow just getting out of the gate. And it just enabled Sprout to really snowball that defense, especially with the economy.
Yeah, it was an 8-1 scoreline at one point. Sprout were up 8-1. And Entropiq were able to bring this back to a 5-10 scoreline, which going into the CT side, that's where Entropiq are a very scary team. Elian, now he's starting to get warmed up. Very dangerous on that AWP. We saw it in the sort of tail end of that half, some of the impact he can have with the sniper. And Crad also is starting to really get into it. We've seen him really open up a few of those rounds in the later stage of that half. And he was having a rough time early on. So if he's now starting to fire off, Elian stepping up. Forrester is obviously playing fantastically as well. And towards top of the team, to the scoreboard for the team. There's opportunity here. Entropiq, get this pistol around. I think they'll be in a good position to take this one away.
Yeah, for sure, because this is a best of one. There's no second chances. One of these teams will just be eliminated after this game. So there's a lot on the line. There's a lot of pressure. It makes sense that it will affect every single player, but as we mentioned just before the game even started, there's an opportunity here. Even if you do drop out, there are so many more chances to try and qualify to the RMR. And I'm sure we will see a lot more teams that have already fallen try and work their way back in. We're about to lose another one here. Either Sprout or Entropiq will be the latest victim to the Open Qualifier gauntlet.
Yeah, 2 teams that, you know, they're definitely favourites amongst the sort of top teams in this Open Qualifier. And one of them going home. What other favourites in the bracket? OG. They're currently playing it out against the Vanguard. That's looking quite dominant. That's that new OG roster with Dexter. 13-2 half there at the moment. They're looking pretty currently. Falcons took down Copenhagen Flames. That new roster.
Okay.
Yeah, the new Falcons. That's pretty exciting. It's another team that maybe could fly under the radar here. They've brought in Masutra and MBK. Very new, recent additions. The potential that they could do a bit of a deep run here, but I think they've got to get past Fnatic to do it. Which, that might be tricky. Fnatic looking pretty decent here. Their debut as well as a roster. They took down Endpoint earlier, 16-14. So we saw saw Mouse earlier today when against Esports Club Kiev. They've also taken out AGO Esports. They're on a good run. And in fact, it's quite possible that one of these teams will end up versing Mouse, depending on how the bracket pans out. So it kind of is going more or less how you expect it. Maybe the only upset so far, well, the big upset, I think, would be Eternal Fire going down to 9.
Yes.
16 of 4 loss.
Yeah, that's scary how dominant that was. And 9 now progressed. They're playing against Blue Jays. It's 6-5 in their game as well. Mouse, they've advanced towards the best of 3 stage. They took down AGO 16-6. And now towards the lower end of the bracket as well. Ecstatic. Oh, they're taking on Sampi. And Sampi, that's that lineup with Guardian as well. So that's pretty cool. Ecstatic, they've just mixed up their roster. They've got the core of Masonic. They've got Breezer from Astralis Talent as well. Manx, the only player that has survived. It's cool. God. Single elimination bracket, best way to go. Especially with best of ones. To just narrow down the amount of teams that sign up for these qualifiers, time in, time out.
Anyone can really play the major, right? Like, you can just get a team together and go for it. You'll get rolled. Get 16-0'd by Esports Club Kiev. Actually saw Brandon down 1-16 to AGO.
Oh.
That's the new Saw, the one that's brought in New Jackson Story. That's pretty crazy.
We're a little bit worried that the roster mania, like, post-season shuffle would be a little bit underwhelming, but in a matter of a couple of, well, days, I'd argue, so many transfers have come in. So it's really cool to see, and now we get to see, well, a prime example of that was Sprout, right? And they look pretty good so far. So there's exciting stuff. There's a lot of storylines here. Obviously, there's a huge amount of teams that are trying to work their way through to the RMRs. We're now getting into the tail end of things. Trying to figure out who will progress. Just waiting for refresh to ready on up, and then we can get back into the action.
Game for you this evening as well. I'm going to be bringing one of you, just one of you in the audience is going to watch the last game. No, we're going to be bringing the quarterfinals, one of the quarterfinals. It'll be that beautiful best of 3, as mentioned by Brandon, and it's going to be some exciting. Obviously, one of them we're about to see. The action does not stop. Obviously, with the format of this first open qualifier, the top 5 teams will all make through to the counter-terrorists win. Plenty of opportunities for teams to make their way through as we now make our way second half of this game. Entropiq on the CT side now started to find their form. Tail end of the half. Is it too little too late? Or can they stage this comeback against Sprout, who were up 8-1 in the first half?
I think we're okay. Oh, as soon as that half kind of transitioned on over, the entire server just kind of had a little bit of a meltdown. But it's okay. We're here. We're all good, Lucy. Everything is fine, I believe. That's good. The match is paused. It's deliberate. It's fine. We're not underway yet. Don't worry, everyone. We're here. It's okay.
Unpauses. The action can commence. A couple of flashbangs and a kit for Crad, mirroring the setup from Sprout on their CT pistol round. And the setup mirroring the exact same setup. It's the classic, Brandon. It's the 4B1A for info CT play. Slacks at the P250 looking to potentially punish some of these CTs, but not quite going to hit the shots. Brad flashing his teammate in towards short. They're pushing through, trying to pincer on here, but it doesn't matter because Lorks with the Glock alongside Slacks has cleared out this defense. Never mind your stack, says Sprout. Our pistols, they just hit a little bit different.
Just a touch, right? And now they can really go anywhere. Looks like they want to go towards B. Makes sense. They've just killed all the defenders there. Players have rotated in. But Sprout are here, ready and waiting to put up this fight. Here comes the gunfight. Oh, and in a matter of moments, both of them full favour to that T side. So Sprout will take another round. Starting off so dominant as well. 11 on this T side.
Flawless pistol. Doesn't feel good for Entropiq, but for Sprout, they'll be very happy with that one. Everyone performing as well on the side of Sprout. Double digits across the board. Positive KDs across the board. Everyone's chiming in for a bit of the action. Entropiq, they've opted to go for, well, fully eco here, except for 2 HE grenades. They've gone for a stack over towards the B site. We'll see it in Entropiq get up to some fun. These B site stacks with USPs and a couple of HEs. See if they can do something again. No one's home at the moment because Sprout is, well, they're more interested in the A side of the map.
Taking their time. Being so diligent, just flashing out every single corner. But off the back of the utility and the grenade pins being held and heard, Entropiq, they're rotating every single player up. Really well stacked bomb site now. But Sprout have got so much time, which is something we couldn't really say about Entropiq too much. That's a shoulder that's been spotted. Mir tags down stair just a little bit. But Sprout, it looks like they might end up here.
Okay, so these HEs can do. Utility being deployed. This is a very telegraphed attack onto the A bomb site. Utility comes through and the opening kills come through as well. 3 go down, make that 4. The USPs did find 2. Forrester doubled up, but well, that was all he was good for. The HEs, in the end, not able to go either high or explode. Now Entropiq, they do bring out the guns, but they have a long way to go with them. 7 rounds the deficit between these two teams.
What's really cool as well, if you just take a look at the kill distribution, is it's just how well Launx is doing as well. The fact that he's one of the players that kind of stays in this roster a little bit, and he was transitioned over, he was brought in to be some of that firepower for Sprout. And yet, despite all the rejigs, despite the IGLs now just taking shape and having a different purpose, he's still providing the kills. It's fast out towards Monster. Refresh though will lock in a kill. Nickelback trying to do some damage of his own. Grenade not going to quite find Forrester. Hits his toes a little bit. Brought down really low. 13 HP and 3 defenders here on this bomb site.
Yeah, 2 T's low as well though. Refresh and Slacks are, well, not dealing with too many health points here. They need to pop into the GP looking like that. It's just a lurker in Refresh over towards this side of the map. Nickelback's hunting for him. Gonna get himself another smoke. But it's contact over towards A. 2 T's over here. Oh, Nickelback almost gets caught out deploying the smoke. Refresh an opportunity as he phased. Grey screened a little bit too long, but courtesy of that, all these Entropiq players are now very low. These AKs so potent. And they're hunting. Utility coming through. Folks deployed. Here on the site. Teammate goes down now. He can swing out the remove Siphon and the second. Forrester able to get the third onto Slacks. The defense is strong despite the low HP.
Really well played from Entropiq there. They double swung out. Actually aided by Sprout's Molotov as well. It forced them into a favourable advantage for them despite the HP. Where one was crouching, one was standing. Target selection just wasn't enough. And the gunfights just fall in Entropiq's favour. Look at the buy from Sprout. They've got so many rounds on the board. So they will force into it. It's a couple of Deagles. It's a Scout. Ready to contend with a couple of AKs on the other side for Entropiq. Pause is completely removed. We're back into the action. Well, hopefully for Entropiq, this could be a way back in to make this a little bit more respectable, and also just it's one more step closer to potentially having a comeback on the cards.
Yeah, I do like this decision from Sprout though. Full invest into this one. You can get 2 rifles out. That scout makes those deagles a little bit more powerful. If you can steal one of these away, it completely crushes Entropiq, both economically and also mentally. Oh, what a shot from Stair. That's crushing. Forrester, though, he's able to double up in towards short. Puts things back in the favor of Entropiq, and Stair was brought low as well. Not to mention Mia, he's pushed out all the way in towards Playground, in towards Fountain here. Fresh trying to find him, and he does. Not before he can do damage, though. Rifles recovered. 2 versus 3. Things are a little weird. Nickelback, he's pushed through connector as well. Refresh seems aware of it. If he goes down here, that's the bomb down. Potentially the round. He must have heard something. A sound cue has been given up. Oh, Nickelback not quite able to connect the shots. Refresh goes back for more, though. And he's punished for it. The bomb delivered to Nickelback. A smoke even as well. And Slacks, well, this one looking unlikely. 1 versus 3. Make that 1 versus 2. HP dwindling, though. 17 to work with. 2 full HP players to find. 30 seconds to do it. And Forrester is looking. He is lurking, and ooh, he's actually not going to spot it. Slacks at this point. Maybe just looking to hold on to that AK. This is made his way onto the CT bomb site. That round is just going to peter up.
Yeah, we just saw an example of what Mir does best. Just getting so aggressive up in the faces, especially on CT. Watch out for that. All throughout this second half is what he's known to. It's his bread and butter. Just pushing, just trying to get every opportunity on the board for his side, and the space and the chaos he creates allows it all to fall into place. Sprout needs to eco. That 1 AK, it's a blessing. But at the same time, they just can't buy around it. Try and get that bomb down on the bomb site. Really essential. But also for Entropiq on the flip side, they need to win this round, but they need to do it in a clean manner. Don't want to be falling unfavorably down towards these Glocks. Alien with a nice tag immediately. So it's first blood drawn, but it's not quite the kill conversion.
Alien, though, we talk about him with this AWP. Very, very good. That's a good way to describe him. Now he is close by. But oh, what a shot on Slacks. Jump peeking the angle. Head is removed. Decapitated. And Alien flings down the guillotine once more. Stair, he is removed as well. Picking them apart over towards the bathrooms. He's wanting more. He's looking. Holding forward with this aggressive position. Ready for any players that push up Banana. But yeah, he's going to be the one that has to fight as they burst down to connector. It's good for the kill. Now Alien in with another tag refresh. Brought down low. HE even thrown out to do an extra 1 point of damage.
Still scoping in on this position. A little bit of a sideways view going on. Oh, but Refresh will still catch him out anyway. Not quite the kill, but now it will be. Alien put in the ground, and he's even considering long, but Nickelback is crouched down in. Zyphon will trade. 1 versus 2. 15 seconds, bomb faked out. Forrester not moving a muscle. On the second time of asking Will, and completely removes Zyphon. Entropiq 12-8. What a recovery.
Gets a little bit scary there, but Alien, I mean, found so much impact with those opening kills. So much damage done. That's what we like to see from Entropiq. It's what they're known for. Alien, star of the show. Once again with the AWP. This time taking it towards the B side, so moving things up, keeping dynamic. Not over here though, he's just peeking in towards short. Just one player lurking. Proud of taking control out towards playground. bad. It's hanging out here. Just a bit of damage with that nade actually onto Lorx, lurking in the other side of that smoke. So that's something. They're going to keep his head. Not removed by Elian. Elian is not there. Going in towards short. Flash being set up for Nickelback to get info, but it's actually going to blind him. No info gained. Meanwhile, Sprout have taken a fair bit of map control here. Stare has walked all the way up into Banana and is rewarded with a kill onto Mia. Spots a second player in towards Long as well. So much information. This is going to allow his teammate to come and try and exploit from Long. The Fresh is posted up there. Going to catch them out, and Stare even finds Forrester. Fantastic kill. Now he's going to fire out towards Long. Doing so much damage. They're all falling. Elian now the only one left with that AWP. He's over towards the B bomb site. Lorx is even here, so potentially could find him too. There it is.
That was a really cool round to watch. That was just Sprout taking the map control very slowly, very patiently. And then all of a sudden it takes just one player just to go a little bit aggressive, go on a little bit of a recon mission up towards this A bomb site to see what he can find, poke and prod, and well, Stare does it incredibly. Two lovely shots. And we talk about the money for Entropiq. It's really not in the best position now. They have forced. And the FAMAS is the best weapon they have to really muster up this defense on B. They're going to triple boost over. Try and take a peek towards Monster. Might be rewarded as well. This Lorx will not quite be removed, but it's close.
Oh, any other rifle would have got it done. That's unfortunate. I have to call that one off. But hey, at least they get some damage. Now Lorx is limping away. And it's still over towards B. And because of that early damage that Entropiq have done, they assume that it's made Sprout more interested in A. That's completely not the case. As they're making their way towards B, but there's now a single defender.
Oh, and he's seen it all as well. That's going to send the cavalry all the way back down to B. Stare has still got a lot of control up on the A side of things. The only thing that could potentially go wrong is mere flanking him. But if he catches out Elian, this could send rotations scurrying back the other way. It's all a little bit weird. 30 seconds. Lurk smoke placed down for Sprout. It actually bounces unfavorably. It gives him a little bit of a gap. Needs to get a move on. Crad just on the edge of the MP9. Will trade out Zyphon, but there comes Stare. In fact, he's all the way in from heaven. It's perfect from Sprout. Nickelback drops the AWP. Is there enough time for the bomb to go down? There needs to be.
Fighting cover, runs out of bullets, but the bomb does go down. He has to try and escape here. This is still doable, especially with Refresh being brought low. These pistols can now do so much work. 15 HP between these two players. It's all on Stare here. He's the one with the HP. Nickelback has picked up the AWP as mentioned, but can't quite hit the shot. Slack's able to do it. Now there comes Sue with that deagle, and Stare cleans him up. It got a bit messy there. But that flank play from Sprout with Stare coming through heaven, that does it all. They wait just long enough for him to get in position to catch off Elian, and then it all falls apart.
There has to be an eco now for Entropiq as well. Going to potentially concede Sprout coming up to round 15. What I really liked was the decision making. Despite the low HP, as soon as they heard that AWP scope, they just triple swung. And then they kept fighting till the very end. Mir tries his best, but it's simply not enough. Players rushing down long immediately for Entropiq. USPs and P250s combined. It's, yeah, definitely not what they want to be working with at all. And for Sprout, as long as they don't monumentally fumble, they should be good for 15.
Yeah, this feels more or less like the death throes of Entropiq. Nothing to be gained here with these USPs. That bomb's going into an empty bomb site. Brownie is secured. Stare even showing us some of his spray control and a bit of practicing some aimbots against Entropiq. Yeah, with PG he's gonna get himself an AK at least. That's an upgrade he'll take for free. Yeah, 15. Cured by Sprout. Now, 7 chances to close it out. It feels like a foregone conclusion at this stage.
I think that's a fair assessment. Just a reminder of the stakes as well, everyone, that this is the best of one. Loser just gets eliminated. Entropiq on the verge of it. Sprout moving on forward to the quarterfinals potentially. Mir is even going to get away with this AK. Not fighting. Oh, no. He tries it, but Launx is holding for it. So no rifles can be brought forward. Glass cannon could come out on Crad, but I very much doubt it. It's just going to be the M4s trying to make this one work. Trying to keep Entropiq's dreams alive here in the first open qualifier of the RMR.
Stairs out here on 139 ADR at the moment. 2.75 KD ratio. Having a pretty good game here against Entropiq. And hot to trot. Maybe reinvigorated by this fresh UIGL. Forrester does do a bit of chip damage there onto Zyphon. Lax with the T-side AWP. First time I've seen that one coming out, and the boost is perfect. Launx finds Forrester. Meanwhile, Stair found another impact kill over towards A. A trade does come through from Mia. That bomb's collected, and there are only 2 defenders over towards B, and that's the most that can possibly be there because they know exactly where Mia is. That means that, well, it is time to go to B. Elian even chipped down low. Mia is here on the flank, but a smoke is blocking his vision. He's gonna get flashed through. It's actually good for the kill. Finishes off. Zyphon even gets the second on to refresh. Krad's also found Launx. Blink, can you miss it? This round is being stolen away. Look at the HP on these Entropiq players. And Slacks does not have the weapon for the job. The AWP, if he knew the HP of each of these Entropiq players, he'd rather an AK any day of the week. He does not know the situation. And at most, he can hope for a player to walk into his crosshairs. But look at this. Elian is just tucked down. Waiting. Biding his time.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, it goes down. Hold up. Slacks. This is an opportunity. Elian
No way.
completely caught off guard. Has a smoke here. This can be deployed. Repositions. Finds Crad. Hold the phone here. This 1v3. It's happening. The bomb plant. It gets flaked out. He's looking for this kill. Gonna eventually put it down. Mia now has to pull off the impossible. 1 versus 4, and he is low. Slacks can reposition. He's doing it. He's making it work. Reposition now with the AWP in towards short. Ready to put a bullet into Mia and secure Sprout that spot in the quarterfinals. Oh, misses a shot onto the head, but he can reposition now. There's no utility for Mia to work with. Has to be the perfect shots from him. Tries to fake out with the pistol, but Slacks gets it done. The 1 versus 3 gets Sprout across the line and through to the quarters.
Wow. Okay, what a clutch to end out that game. New look, Sprout. Look really good indeed. Entropiq put in their place and eliminated from the open qualifier. And well, there's one more best of 3 to go. We're out of the best of 1s. We're now heading into the best of 3s. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll bring you a quarterfinal. Take care. We'll see you in a little bit.